Could you close the doors, please, Robbie?
Okay, Doctor.
So you do know which button it is. You were telling the truth about that, at least. You don't have to pretend any longer. Mr. Holmes has told me the whole story.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I thought I was doing the right thing, but he seems so much like you, and I've seen you change before. I just assumed...
Doctor?
We're dematerialized. What did you touch?
Nothing. I just closed the doors.
We appear to be on automatic pilot.
Doctor, who are they? They disappeared out of thin air.
Ah, there you are.
We appear to have materialized alongside another TARDIS in the vortex, Charlie. To these three, we have appeared out of nowhere as well.
Another TARDIS? The same TARDIS, I think you'll find.
Lissa, is that you?
There'll be time for explanations later. Actually, there won't be. K9?
Master?
Stun him, please, K9.
Affirmative, Master.
Wait!
Doctor!
No!
Better get the boy too, K9. He shouldn't remember any of this.
Take that!
Ow! Ow! Come back, or you'll cause a paradox! And that hurt! We don't have time for this. K9, let's get after him.
Affirmative, Master.
Come on!
I will stun the boy, Master.
Wake up, Doctor! Wake up!
It's no good. He's out cold.
We have to stop him. He isn't the Doctor.
What do you mean?
I used to travel with him. He would never do anything like this. He's manipulated me, Unit, some of his oldest friends. I know the Doctor can change. I've seen him alter his appearance firsthand.
You've seen him do it.
Right in front of me.
I'm not stupid. I know he can change too. I first met him when I was 10. He was an old man then, with a white beard and
A top hat? And a cane?
That was him. When he showed up at my dorm yesterday, I didn't realize it was him at first. But he knew everything about me. We went through together with the Master and my parents. It has to be him.
People have died today. I've seen the Doctor do a lot of things, but he would never let innocent people suffer. Not if there was a way of saving them. He seems to have some kind of plan, but what is it? Why is he doing all of this? We have to stop him before it's too late.
What can we do?
We could try and do something to the console. Maybe if he thinks we're willing to crash his TARDIS, he'll tell us what he's planning.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Are you on his side?
No, but it's already in hand.
What's in hand?
The plan, that incarnation you mentioned. The old man you both knew. I was sent by this Doctor to pick him up. He had his suspicions as well.
That certainly sounds like him.
He made a good case, so we concocted a plan. Look at this.
That's my phone. I left it behind in the TARDIS all those years ago. Hold on. Are you calling someone?
It's connected to the Doctor's phone, since before I even arrived here. I've had it in my pocket. The Doctor, your Doctor, has heard everything that I have. Isn't that right, Doctor?
Yes, my dear. Every word. Hello, Robbie.
Doctor?
Don't talk too long. He could be back any minute.
So he's heard everything.
Everything. Enough to put together a plan to stop him, at any rate.
But isn't it already too late? Half of London is destroyed.
I don't know, but the Doctor had me drop him off 3 days in the past. There must have been a reason.
So I'm talking to him 3 days ago?
Yes, he's had 72 hours to work out exactly what to do. He's out there, somewhere, right now. Don't worry, the Doctor's on his way.
Rachel! Table 12 has been waiting for their drinks for 20 minutes. Stop staring into space and do your job!
Sorry, I was just... sorry. I've been Rachel for 6 months now. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. Perhaps it's all a waste of time. Perhaps I'm being too cautious. But who knows what will survive? A payslip, a bank statement with my name, address, and crucially the date. And he could find me. So I keep moving, never staying in one place too long in case I start to get roots. Like last time. Newcastle. This girl at the shelter had a daughter in care named Carly, and I told her. My real name. I said I was in witness protection and not to tell anyone. But the next morning I was on a train. Would she have believed the real story? Would anyone? I'm not even sure I believe it anymore. That's why I keep playing it, the tape. It's the only thing I have that proves it. I listen to it over and over again, trying to piece together what happened that day 3 years ago. What the doctor did. What he did to all of us.
Hello? Testing? You must be listening to this because you found yourself in the TARDIS. What's going on, eh? Well, listen up, and I'll tell you. Let me just see the notes I've made so far. Now, whatever you do... yes, Melissa. I'm trying... First things first, find my note... This is your voice you're listening to. That should be obvious. It's not a trick. I'm you. In the past, the bits you can't remember. Think of a number. Got it? 7. Am I right? I hope so. So, where are we up to? A brief update to bring you to speed, dear boy. But check your notebook if you get lost. Lissa dropped me off in Hawaii before traveling 3 days into the future to this rendezvous point arranged by this mysterious gentleman, who claims to be one of my later incarnations. I gave her the phone dear Miss Peterson left behind after that business in Pittsburgh, and she called me when she landed. Everything in that phone call is at the start of this tape, if you want to look it over. To cut a long story short, his scheme seems to involve snatching various incarnations of me out of my natural time stream and make me do his bidding. He's trying to provoke a war between mankind and that species from E-space called Jahadi, for some reason or other. Lissa seems to think he's an imposter, but I have my suspicions the truth may be far worse. The handwriting on the letters I received was undoubtedly my own, and that voice on the other end of the telephone, I am loath to admit it, but it could very well be me. There's something to that man that reminds me too much of myself, as if looking in a foggy mirror. Could that doctor be the culmination of who I have been all my lives? Have I finally become that which I have stood against? I have to stop him. But how do I fight myself? If he is me, then he has my memories. He knows my next move. But there was talk on the phone call of my incarnations having their memory erased to preserve the timeline. Perhaps, yes. The laws of time can be bent a little, as long as I don't remember how I did it.
Dear, oh dear. Dreadful weather. So different from the last time I was here. Hello there. I wonder if you could help me. I'm sure there used to be a hotel around here somewhere. The Olympian.
They pulled it down when I was just a kid.
I see. You grew up in this area, I take it.
That's right.
I wonder, did you ever meet a woman by the name of Luca? She worked at the Olympian back in the 50s. Before your time, I know, but perhaps she still lives around here. Only her last name was Lana. Oh, you see, and that's the name on the front of your establishment.
Luca Alana was my grandmother.
Was?
Come this way. That's her.
Yes, I do believe it is.
She died over 10 years ago, during the year it snowed.
Snow? In Hawaii? Oh, yes, the Martians, wasn't it?
What's that?
Did your grandmother ever tell you about me?
My grandmother told me a lot of things. But if you are who I think you are, then I know why you are here.
Then you have something of mine.
She talked about you often. I know she looked forward to meeting you again in person, but it was not to be.
No.
She had it buried exactly where you specified. I'll take you there.
Where I... yes, quite right. Well, no time like the present.
The young man had mistaken me for the gentleman who used Luca all those years ago. She told them that one day he might return. I played along. Was that wrong of me? Luca's grandson and his friends took me to a spot on the beach and started digging. The TARDIS hadn't been taken away at all. They simply buried her as far down as they could. She was covered in mud and barnacles, but it was good to see the old girl again.
Heave! Come on!
I'm indebted to you, young man. Perfect. Excuse me, I just need to get something inside.
You were right, Grandmother. He is a magician.
Let's see. Phone. Check. Tape recorder. Check. Notebook. Check. Just one more thing. Now, where would they be? Somewhere I haven't looked in a while. Aha! Here they are. Now to work. Let's listen to that phone call again, shall we? I'll just upload it to the console.
Lissa, it's been so long. You got my message then?
Where was I? Oh yes. You should have a small digital camera in your pocket. Now, whatever you do, don't erase the footage from it. You will need to set the coordinates for... And you'll have to act fast because he's moving at a fair old pace. 51 degrees north.
51 degrees north. Yes, there he is. First, we need to pick up some passengers. But where are they? What's taking them so long?
Doctor, what's the matter?
I was dangling over a city. I slipped. Christine, I think I fell. Let's get back into the TARDIS.
Here, Doctor. Hold my hand.
Thank you. You've grown so strong. Do you know that, Chris? So different from the young girl I met back in the 13th century.
That was a long time ago, Doctor. For me and the world. Come on.
There you are. Come along. We haven't got all day.
Who are you? What are you doing in my ship?
No time for long explanations, I'm afraid.
Doctor, he's stealing the TARDIS!
Christine! Good to see you again.
Doctor?
We can try to hit this point later, but I'm bending the rules enough as it is here. I had to nip back and take bullets out of that gun for a start.
The blanks in that fellow's shotgun. That was you?
Don't thank me. But I was sitting here waiting for you when I heard the shot. Couldn't afford to let anything happen to us. So I nipped back this afternoon and switched them for dummy rounds.
This is what I was talking about, Christine. We're merely pawns in a game.
Doctor, I think he's you.
Me? In that hat? We're in midair. Why are you opening the doors?
Get out of the way.
Well, that was a close one. I think I slipped. Lucky you were passing. I say, who are you?
I don't believe it. Christine, this is one of my earlier selves.
Well, this is unexpected. Delighted to meet you. Christine, is it? Who's the chap with the beard? And what's going on?
Yes, I think we're owed an explanation, whoever you are.
Explanations. Good idea. Why don't I start from the beginning?
Charlie? Is he all right?
Affirmative. The boy is merely stunned.
We finally found him, hiding in a cupboard.
So, how's the plan coming along, Doctor?
Let's see. The United Nations communication network has been taken down, Earth is defenseless, and that Incarnation will be on his way here as well. And all being well, Susie Joe should have been rescued by now too. Everything's slotting into place.
And once they've completed their tasks, they'll find themselves back here. Isn't that right?
Exactly. I've pre-programmed all their TARDISes to rematerialize in the same space as this one.
Then you'll wipe their memories and put them back in their own timeline?
And they'll never know what's happened. I'm afraid I may have to wipe your memory too, Lissa. You understand, of course.
Naturally, Doctor.
What about me? What about my memory?
Entirely up to you, my dear. Which is to say, it doesn't matter in the slightest whether you remember this or not. But Lissa here will travel with one of my past incarnations, and I'd rather she not tell me about any of this.
Do you really think that this will work? That you'll get away with all this?
Get away with it? I've done this before, Robbie.
What do you mean?
This isn't a one-off scheme of mine. This is what I do. Remember Davros?
Who?
Precisely. I had you and the doctor deal with that grubby little dictator once and for all.
What's he talking about?
We can't trust our memories. Only he knows how many times we've unwittingly done his bidding.
I always love it when a plan comes together. Look at this. The Russian bombers are turning back. They've lost contact with their commanders, so they're aborting the mission.
Not all of them, Doctor.
What's that?
Look.
It looks like one of them is still heading towards London.
But that's not right. That means...
Doctor, can we stop it?
I don't know, Carly. I don't know. This could change everything. We're on board. We can't allow it to reach its target.
You know, you wouldn't have to go through all this trouble if you hadn't caused it in the first place. What were you expecting to happen?
Not this. Robbie, unless I act quickly, the world will be destroyed. Do you still want to stop me?
I don't think we have a choice, do we?
No, you don't. I'll be back in a tick. Or longer. Don't really know how long a tick is supposed to be.
He's gone now, Doctor. We can talk again.
Excellent, Lissa. Now, if all has gone to plan, he should be kept busy for a few minutes. There's another incarnation of me there, I understand.
Yes, and a young boy.
Good, wake them up. There should be some smelling salts under the console.
Got them.
Halt!
Is that K9?
Please desist. I am under orders not to revive the Doctor Master.
K9, this is the Doctor Master talking. Ignore that order. Help Mistress Lissa. Do whatever she says.
Affirmative, Master.
Looks like the crew have deserted. Gunner station's all empty. So who's flying this thing? There must be someone in the cockpit.
No, what are you doing?
You have to keep it level.
We are level.
We could be level,
Is that even a word?
You!
Us!
What do you think you're doing? Don't you know what this plane is carrying?
I apologize for the somewhat extreme measure, but we had to draw you out into the open.
And here you are.
just as we predicted.
Now, unless you tell us precisely what you're up to, we'll carry on as we are, flying straight towards those jihadi spaceships.
You're bluffing. My TARDIS! They've stolen my TARDIS!
Yes, Sir and Robbie revived my former incarnation. There's no escape now, so you'd best start talking.
Well, how did you get here then? Don't you have a TARDIS?
Would you have picked that up when you landed? No, we set off on autopilot. You're stuck here with us, and the crew all bailed out, and none of us have any clue how to land this thing.
Do you know what you've done? I'm on a tight schedule. I'm supposed to be somewhere right now. The whole world is at stake. The universe. I'm your future self. Would it be too much to ask you to put a little faith in me?
Then why not ask nicely? Why would you deceive yourself unless there was something to hide?
Because even us in the first place.
You doubt me? But what about the four splintered selves of Lord Kardec Sadr, Princess Tasha, Dylan, Kathy Williams, and Texu, Lord of Nightmares?
Texu, Lord of what?
It rings a bell, but I can't place the fellow.
I remember him.
Show off.
Still, I suppose it was a lot more recent for me. How much older are you? 2,000-3,000 years?
I beg your pardon.
Besides, it proves nothing. We could have had our memories stolen at some point.
We don't have time for this bickering. We have to be on that jihadi ship right now. Time's ticking away. We have to land this.
I've told you before, we don't know how.
Then it's time to learn.
Have any of us flown a plane before?
No. But the answer must be here somewhere. You.
Me?
Look in your left trouser pocket. Empty it.
What are you looking for?
I say, do you have my jelly babies? I appear to have lost them.
No!
There.
My notebook.
The section on how to fly the TARDIS. What's written underneath it?
My dear man, flying a TARDIS is something completely different. Hold on. Extend flaps. Pull back throttle. But this is our handwriting. Which one of us wrote this?
I must say, it's not in my book.
I think that answers our question. Give me your copy.
How rude.
You with the scarf, give me a pen.
Please would be nice.
And if Scrooge here would be kind enough to read out what's written down in front of him.
Scrooge!
You're going to copy the instructions down from a future version of the same notebook? Well, that's cheating.
Do you want to land this thing safely or not?
You're breaking every rule of time travel.
What's the bigger paradox? This or all of us dying in a plane crash?
I'm afraid you have us there.
Let's get to it then.
Even when we do land, you'll be on the ground.
Yes, a long way from your jihadi spaceship.
We're not landing on the ground.
You can't mean.
Stay on course for the ship. We're going to land on top of it.
There's still no sign of him. There's no way he could survive that kind of fall.
You'd be surprised. He always seems to be falling off of things.
Yeah, radio towers.
Suspension bridges. They're going to recapture us. It's only a matter of time.
I don't think we're safe in here, and I don't want to go too far. The doctor won't know where to look for us when he comes back.
Look, that plane!
It looks like some sort of bomber. Is it trying to attack us?
Those fighters are going after it.
Poor people. Why hasn't it got its landing gear down?
Keep her level.
I'm trying.
Bandits at 6 o'clock.
Bandits?
You know, enemy fighters.
Then why didn't you say that? Who do you think you are, Biggles?
Put the landing gear down.
It is down.
And lose some speed. We don't have a lot of runway.
I think it's going to hit us. Get down. I think we're all right. Or maybe not.
Is everyone okay?
Now I remember why I preferred travel by TARDIS.
My jelly babies. I think I found them.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Would anyone like one? And I had just the right number as well. You two have made this very awkward.
Everyone, put their hands up. Let me do the talking.
That makes a change. I say, watch where you're pointing that thing.
Where are they taking us?
Don't complain. This is where I need to be.
Is that Dara Hamilton?
Dara?
Doctor?
Doctor?
There you are. We were getting worried about you. Did you find the TARDIS?
In a roundabout way. Were you girls captured as well?
Doctor.
Joe, I'm so glad to see you're all right.
About time.
I've been here for months. You said they needed my help. Did you know what they would do to me?
There was no other way, Susie Joe, believe me. They needed you to adapt themselves to exist in our universe. If I could have gone in your place, I would have. But you were the best candidate.
What am I supposed to do? Forgive you?
No. I imagine you'll hate me for the rest of your life.
I won't hate you. I've seen what hate does to people. I won't let it destroy me. But I won't ever trust you again.
Then that's the price I pay.
Look, down there.
Some sort of invasion force by the looks of it.
They're preparing to occupy the planet. The human race has killed one of their number.
Oh dear. If I recall Jihadi custom correctly, then they see the planet as theirs already.
Exactly. It was the best way to keep Jihadi tribes in check. Any unprovoked murder results in the clan giving up the rights of their territory to the injured party.
But it never usually comes to that, does it? Most of the time, the offending clan sacrifices one of their own to compensate. Someone of high rank.
And now, thanks to you lot, that won't happen. I'd prepared for this. The only gesture they'll believe at this point is if we give up the local leader willingly. I even had an incarnation in place to save the Prime Minister, to take him out of the city until I needed him. But now we can't get to him in time. What's that?
Thanks for getting me out of there, Doctor.
That's quite all right, Prime Minister.
Me mother's shortbread. I got out just in time.
Are you sure you're willing to do this?
If it's the only way to save us all, of course I am.
But how did you...
Ah, there you are, Doctor.
Listen, I worked out your scheme, I'm afraid. Why else would you have me materialize in Downing Street? You knew what I would do.
So, it looks as if your plan came together after all, eh?
Let's not celebrate yet.
I think we've been noticed. Go ahead, Prime Minister. They'll understand you.
As leader of the peoples of this island, I humbly apologize for the death of your comrade. I offer my life as a token of good faith. Spare those people below us. Fighting you no harm.
They accept your apology.
Yes!
Oh dear.
What did they say?
They're offering you a choice of, how to put this, execution methods.
Ah, I see. Well, what are the options?
If I might interject.
What, is this another one?
Am I the doctor, you mean? Yes, I am.
Ah, you're the old one, aren't you? Miss Peterson told me about you. Very crabby, she said.
Old? Crabby? Well, I'll let those insults slide for now. Delighted to meet you at last, my dear fellow.
A rare pleasure, but a splendid one as always. Lissa told me about your plan. It really was quite ingenious. My future appears to be in good hands.
Oh, that reminds me. Before I forget, ask Robbie in there for the rest of her amnesia gloves, drugs. You'll need to hide them next to the fluid link, which is where I will find them.
You hypocrite!
Oh, do be quiet.
Are you going to argue with yourself all day, Doctor? Or is death by boredom one of the options these alien chaps have in mind for me?
I believe I can save you the trouble of having to lay down your life, Prime Minister, if I may.
Is that a camera?
It is. And according to my notes, it has something that everyone here needs to see. Recorded earlier this afternoon. There we are. I'll project this on the wall and turn up the volume.
So now you defend yourself? Good. That's it. Come on. I'm killing you, don't you understand? I don't need you anymore.
What's the doctor? What's for me?
When the ambassador was killed. Yes, I was there, taping the whole thing. I knew about it from talking with Lissa. I couldn't stop it without causing a paradox. But now at least he did not die in vain.
What have you done?
You all saw what happened. This man killed your ambassador by making its self-defense look like an act of aggression. And he's not even a native of this planet. Why should humanity pay for his actions?
They offer their apologies, Prime Minister.
Accepted? So, what am I going to do about this, Doctor, then? Is he really even you?
Unlikely, going by that display.
I can explain! I can explain!
Can you indeed?
Careful! He's backing towards the...
Don't worry. You won't escape.
Not so fast!
You won't get away with this.
Ah, I take it you saw everything.
Who are you, really?
Carly? Ah, not you as well.
What are you doing?
I thought I asked you to trust me, Carly.
I did, but you lied to everyone. You lied to me.
Only when I had to. Rule 1, the doctor lies.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Doctor.
Why not?
Lissa, is he in there? The doors are locked.
Sorry, that was me. Can't have you all tagging along.
Don't worry, he can't escape.
Can't I?
But what was it all for? Why are you doing all of this?
Why, to save the world. Which I just did, thank you very much.
You did?
The other versions of me. Out there. I had you collect them, Robbie. And when the time was right, I put them in the right place. Helping a hacker take down Earth's defenses so we'd all live a bit longer. Saving the Prime Minister so he could play his part, as we just saw. Getting Susie Joe out in one piece, not that she'd ever thank me. This was my plan, and it worked. That's not gonna work! Time I was off.
He's stealing the TARDIS!
Don't worry, I'm only taking mine. Carly, place your hands on the console.
Don't do it, Carly.
I still need you, Carly. Please trust me one more time.
I'm sorry. He's the doctor.
No!
Where is he?
He just vanished! Him and the girl!
Girl? What girl?
He took his TARDIS. He's gone. They could be anywhere.
Didn't you take the precautions we talked about, child?
Yes, before he came back, I removed the components you told me to, the directional controls. I think he was in such a hurry he didn't even notice. So he has no way of steering the TARDIS, and he took Carly with him.
Carly? Carly who?
This will have to be my last entry. Now, don't look back at the rest of this tape, whatever you do, old chap. Robbie here should have filled you in on everything you need to know, but remember this. They're out there, somewhere. That imposter and the girl. Carly Jacobs, remember her? The young child you met during that recent business with the Master. He's kidnapped her. If you ever come across them again, save her, and don't trust him. But it's time. Time to take the last pill and forget this forever. It's been a strange old adventure, Doctor. You may never know what you did, but rest assured, you did yourself proud. How do I turn this off, Robbie?
That button there, Doctor.
Oh, yes, I see.
You thought you saved the world, Doctor. But you didn't. You didn't even save me.